I wanted to chat with you about something really important, especially if you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, insulin resistance, some vitamin deficiencies. This time I'm talking about D3 and K2. Now why? Because missing out on these can lead to issues like heart problems, weak bones, poor glucose control, poor immune system. But no worries, being informed is the first step to feeling better. So let's talk about it. First of all, vitamin D3 is a sunshine vitamin, right? So we make it when we are out in the sun, and you can also find it in foods like salmon, tuna, and egg yolks. It is super important for helping your body absorb the calcium, keeping your bones strong, because as you know, people with diabetes have 2 to 3 times increased risk of fractures, bone fractures. And D3 will also support your heart. Now, it helps with the glucose regulation, it helps with the immune system, so many more. Now you might wonder, why D3, not D2? Well, D2 is actually cheaper, but it's not as effective for people with diabetes or anybody, because D3 is a final product after being exposed to sun. So D3 is better absorbed by your bodies, but also does a fantastic job to help with your heart health, your glucose control, and your bone health. Now K2, which is super good for bone health and regulate the blood clotting. So you may find it in eggs, dairy, and fermented foods, but the magic really happens when D3 and K2 team up. D3 helps absorb the calcium, but K2 makes sure that it goes to the right places, like your bones and teeth, instead of your arteries. Because if it goes to your arteries and calcifies there, that calcification can lead to heart attacks or blockages in your arteries. So, what is the deal then with the K1, right? So we're talking about K2. What's wrong with K1? Well, K1 is also good for regulating the clotting, but K2 is really champion when it comes to managing calcium for bone and heart health, because it will prevent that calcium going to your arteries. Now let's chat about when you should take your vitamin D3 and K2 during the day, like morning, evening, or whenever, right? So timing matters because it can affect how well your body absorbs these nutrients. So try taking them with a meal, especially with a healthy fat meal. This will help make sure that the fat-soluble vitamins, which are D3 and K2, are really nicely absorbed instead of going to waste. It could be morning for your breakfast, evening, doesn't matter. Whenever that healthy fat meal is there. Now, if you're looking for something that is easy on the stomach, convenient, I would say liquid formulas are the best way to go. They're usually easier to digest, which is great if you have some tummy troubles or just hate swallowing pills. We get that. Plus, liquid supplements can get absorbed faster and more consistently. So they're a pretty solid choice for people looking for daily vitamins, and especially if you're not severely deficient, then taking around 1,000 units of vitamin D3 and 200 micrograms or milligrams of vitamin K2 can make a difference in your health. This combination, like I said, will help absorb the calcium. It will make sure that it goes where it is needed most, like your bones and your heart. It can also help manage the glucose levels as well. Not like tomorrow, but when your levels are nice and steady, then you're gonna start seeing some difference. Now, adding these vitamins could be a game changer in the long term, but also think about some vitamin-rich foods in your diet. Don't just rely on the supplements. Again, supplements are supplementing what you're doing in your diet. So stay holistic, stay healthy, and if you learned something from this video, go ahead and share it with family and friends, and write down how you take vitamin D3 and K2 yourself, so we can all learn from each other. Talk to you later.